Hi, this is Sherry Veronica, and now they're talking about Amy Schumer and this trichotillomania that she has. Okay, she's pulling her hair out. She's pricking at her skin. She's biting her nails. Now, if you were to go through a certain community and someone were to be sitting on their porch and they're pulling their hair out, you have certain thoughts on that, right? And if that person was pricking their skin, like maybe stabbing, scratching, digging at their skin, staring out into nowhere, you have certain thoughts about that, right? Nail biting is part of this trichotillomania also. Nail biting, most people bite their nails, but this is probably nail biting to the point where you reach blood, you start to bleed, because it's a distressing kind of psychological disorder that this trichotillomania is. And they're talking about Amy Schumer, or she is talking about herself. You notice how these people just popped up into your newsfeed? And all this Bruce Willis. And in communities where people start to age and they kind of lose their minds and they sort of don't remember things as well as they did before. That was normal stuff, wasn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it normal as you age to not have such a good memory of things? You may, some people don't, but it's normal to expect that your memory would fade. But that also, Bruce Willis is also in the news. So it seems as though when Will Smith smacked down Chris Rock for millions of people to see what a man he is not. What a man Will Smith is not. It seems as though, I don't know what they're trying to do, but all of a sudden these people are coming out and they're showing us all these new people and new words, and they're saying you better be careful or else. You better be careful talking about certain people or else. Now, do you remember drapetomania? When people who were enslaved ran away, which is normal. It's normal that they were branded with drapetomania, a mental disease, a mental disorder. They were considered mad, and not in a good way. You can say that they were mad. You can call them mad. You could have them put under arrest. You can cut off a foot. You could cut off an arm. You could do whatever you want to do, because running away from slavery made you mad, and it was a bad thing. And now, when you see these things that are kind of sort of normal in certain people, normal things that happen in life, now you have to be so careful and you have to be tippy-toeing around on eggshells because you don't want a Will Smith moment to happen. You don't want Will Smith moments to happen. So Will Smith, do you see what you have done? You have embarrassed us. You have embarrassed the whole world. Now, they're pretending that they're bringing these issues into the limelight. They're pretending that they're saying, oh, some people really suffer from conditions. We know that. You don't have to bring anything into the limelight. We know that. That's part of living. That's part of life. That's part of dying. It's all part of being here on the earth. Nothing works the way it's supposed to work. It's part of being human, after all. So when you see Amy Schumer, and she's talking about this trichotillomania that she has, what are they saying to you? That you need to be careful if you see someone biting their nails, not to say anything? And if you see someone pulling their hair out, you must not raise an eyebrow? And if someone has a knife and they're stabbing at themselves, or they're drawing blood, or they're doing, people like cut it, you're supposed to tippy-toe around someone doing that. You're supposed to be all like sensitive now, even more sensitive than you would have been before everything has changed, because Will Smith decided to slap another black man down because he thought that the black man that he slapped was lesser than him. And now they're trying to make it seem as though, it was okay for him to do that because people have real conditions. Is that what they're trying to do? It's stupidity. Everyone needs to sit down. You need to sit down. Okay, trying to make Will Smith seem as though he had a reason to do what he did. It's not working. He had no reason to do what he did. He had no reason to assert himself above Chris Rock, to make himself seem bigger and more important and richer than Chris Rock. He had no reason to make Chris Rock seem like a subhuman. He had no reason to do that. Black women forever have been plagued with their hair falling out because they put so much glue, they put so much weave, they put so much hair color, they do so much chemical, so much chemical treatments go onto the black woman's head. It's no wonder that they still have hair on their head. There are a lot of reasons why a lot of black women would have their hair falling out. And another thing is shaving your head and walking around bald. I've never seen an ugly black woman bald. They always look good. There's a cleanness to it. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. There was nothing for him to slap anyone about. It's not a bad look. So, Amy Schumer, please sit down. Sit down. Everyone has something going on, but we don't need to be tippy-toeing around because you come out and say, oh, I have this, and you better be watchful about what you say. Sit the fuck down. Okay? Sit down. This is Sherry Veronica.